Nearly 5 years ago, the whole world turned upside down and we as people became divided. The same is true for my home's old crumbling driveway. Over its 60 plus years of existence, it's had to deal with sinking patios, water problems, and did everything in its power to delay my dream's fruition. I wanted so badly to build and work on cars, maybe even get a lift. But the needs of my home simply came first. But here we are, 5 years later. I've resolved many issues with the home and my other cars, and now I'm finally able to do what I wanted on day one. So I called a concrete company and I asked them, how much is it to remove my driveway and install a new one? They said, a lot. And I said, I don't have that much, and they hung up on me. So, I set out to remove 17,000 pounds of concrete, relying on my 35-year-old back and my 50-year-old truck to carry the weight, all in the interest of saving a lot of money. This project was supposed to cost over $16,000, but with a little elbow grease and a subscription to Icy Hot, I'm going to do it for less than $6,000. Let's try something else. I think this is gonna work.
I wanna taste the pain. I think I'm seeing all red. 2 bullets in the gun, 1 shot to the head. I need a blank space. 'Cause everything is a threat, but I never back down, man. I'd rather be dead. I'm making love to fame. She look better in bed. And I'ma rock this life till I take my last breath. I wanna make a change. I got 1 life left, so I'm gonna go down swinging. Don't you forget.
Just a load of crap. Let's go ahead and get this unloaded and start working on another load. All right, we've got this much done. Pretty much 1 car size, Sentra size or something like that. And we found something absolutely crazy. So this is why stuff like this actually sinks. Look at that. So water has come through and just washed out all the dirt under here. So like literally that probably goes in a couple feet that direction. So this entire side is kind of hovering over here. When I dug up over here, I actually shoved dirt in as far as I could. It only went to about there, but you know, I did what I could. Yeah, so that's kind of why we have to take this up. But also look how dark that dirt is. Oh, smells good. That's good quality dirt right there. All right, so you're probably wondering, what are we doing here? Well, we're tearing out the concrete because I need to get a lift. The upcoming build that we have is going to be my most heavily modified build to date. And, well, probably not ever, but certainly I'm like a Chinese finger trap stoop. We're putting the super suspension in my 77 Toyota Celica. In order to do that, we have to lift the car up and down and attach it, detach it, attach it, reattach it to the new suspension that's going to be in there to get it all lined up and good. What does that all mean? Well, we need a lift, so I bought a lift. I'm really excited about that. You see more about that later in the video. I'm going to show you how to install it. But before that, the lift has to actually connect to something that's not cracked right down the middle like ya boy. And we're all cracked down the middle. We need a good concrete slab to attach the lift to. So remove this concrete and then we're gonna pour new concrete. Lucky enough, my wife's dad has done concrete for a long time, so he's gonna help us. Doesn't have to be perfect. I've got a few ideas regarding that, but I'll show you that later in the video. What we need to work on right now is the lighting situation. Now, this light right here, awesome, absolute G unit, and I'll show you about that again later in the video. But what we need to do is work on the light wall, fix how this brick all looks, because it's red, that's yellow, this is yellow, and it just makes everything look like an old Western. This part's gonna be pretty cool. Let's go move on over to this light wall. I thought I needed some wood to frame the wall, so I went to Home Depot and I saw a pile of 2x2s thinking, where's a 2x2? Those are about to work, as long as they're straight. No. Head right there. And we'll just run our screw through the hole right there. And then we can mount it right up to our anchor. Now you might be asking, hey man, don't you need more than one anchor, huh? You're right, but see, now that we've got this mounted on the one, we can line it up so it's perfectly parallel. Now, this doesn't need to be exactly perfect with the This doesn't need to be exactly perfectly straight, but you know, if there's anything worth doing, it's worth doing well. Right at the 3 feet on the dot mark from side to side. And then we can just run this girl. Now that I see concrete coming out the back, it's easy enough to just rotate this out of the way. I've got the hole right there I can work on. This, as far as I'm concerned, is just one big lamp. So we have this power surge protector strip, whatever. It actually doesn't reach over here, so I have to extend the cord. All 6 of our lamps that can all plug in here. We're testing them individually. And then we have the wire that runs behind the wall here. And then we have each of our switches all hanging out so we can get all of the wiring right. The project with these lights did not go as planned. I was going to use this material here. Pretty cool. Like, I guess out here, like, you can see through it. It's not too bad, but when you put it on here, the actual light transmission that ends up coming through this is really, really hindered. I was hoping just to kind of, you know, make these lenses be a little less white. It is what it is. It's just not gonna work. The amount of light that you lose by covering these with that tail light tint is like 35%. It's a massive difference. This panel is designed for a permanent installation, and that's not exactly how I'm doing it. The installation style that I'm doing right here is, well, it's permanent, but also all these wires just go to a plug-in. So this is kind of just a lamp. There's a couple protections, including the surge protector, the GFCI outlet that this is all on, and the breaker that it goes to. When we wired all of these up, we have them with their little crimp connectors on the end. You can also use these more residential screw-on type tops. I don't see much of a difference, so I'm just going to use these just for the pure fact that I may have to remove these panels and I don't want them tugging on the wire and then having some sort of weird, you know, potentially live wire situation. I don't know. We'll go ahead and slim these down. These are actually industrial panels, so their dimmer situation is just a little different than normal. You've got your power wires right here, hot, neutral, and then you've got your dimmer wires. The way that these are different from like a household situation, a household one is just going to change the amount of electricity that's going out. Whether that's voltage or amperage, it's going to be a little bit different depending on the type of fixture. Instead, these actually have a small driver inside of them that goes between 0 and 10 volts. So that tells the light how much to dim. So the actual dimming module is in here, but there's a small driver in here that makes it so this can actually dim the panel instead of having that load go through the wire. That helps avoid a lot of flickering, which is really important in like an office environment, which is what these are designed for in the first place. All right, I'm gonna go plug it into the power supply. Then we're gonna see if it works. Moment of truth. Hey, look at that. Now, this light right here, awesome, absolute G unit. We've got to take all of this and flatten it out. You can probably tell that this is all just a little bit rocky and bumpy, and then this over here is a little bit more flat. That's okay. So we'll just hop into getting this smooth here. So I graded the driveway the other day, had some spots that were wet that I had to kind of tamp down, but I don't have a tamper, so I don't know if you recognize that. Cement truck rolling up here. I believe that's a 7-yard, so it looks a little smaller than some of the bigger ones you'll see. They're actually gonna back up here and then we'll be able to dump it right in there. They're just a little bit early, so. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Woo. Ah. Stop. We're good. That's good.
We'll need another project immediately.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
They said that this was supposed to be 4.01 yards. So they were like, do 4.25. I ordered 5 yards. The reason for that is because some of it's a little wavy, but it's really deep over there. Like stomping in it in my boot, like it's coming like it might be 9 or 10 inches. So I'm hoping that we're not running out of stuff today. They said that we're getting close. So it's gonna be a really close call. Yeah. Honestly, I'm like really not doing much. I'm so thankful for these guys. They are doing like everything.
Got a hole right here. Just shoot it out. There you go.
That's what she said. You got a hole right here. Shoot it out.
Shoot it out, man.
Shoot it out.
Get it in the hole.
All right, well, don't go getting gung-ho all about the texture right at first. The first thing we want to do is get this relatively flat when we're pouring in the concrete, and then we'll run the bull float over it. The bull float will run over the surface and push the larger stuff down and bring the smaller stuff up, allowing you to get a smooth surface to start with. Then you're going to take your mag float and your Fresno and get an even better finish from that. Check this out. Groover, what we do is we run a groove right down the middle right there. The reason for this is because eventually this is going to crack and there's no way around that. It's just too big. It'll dry and change size and things like that. But now that we have these kind of lines on there, we got to use the Fresno to run it over there and smooth it, so that moves all of the big stuff down, the small stuff up, and we can end up with a almost glass surface. So we'll end up with like a chalkboard surface, which will be really good for putting the coating on. So we got one there, one there. Well, we got typically you'll run down the middle too, but we've got this big piece here because it's got a bunch of rebar. The rebar that's in there keeps this slab of concrete good, so if anything breaks up here, we can still lift a car safely. Pretty neat.
We got no relation.
So it is 7:45 and it is very, very, very cold. It's like 22 degrees this morning. We're on our way. I was gonna take Martha, but the unfortunate reality is that her heater is not very good. We're gonna load up, grab the trailer, and then head over to ABF Freight here in Utah. Sorry, this car does not ride very well.
Stopped his conversation.
We are at ABF here. When you come to a warehouse like this and you're picking up something gigantic because you don't have a forklift at your house, you need to go to the will call. That's what it's called. So this is our situation here. And they said we could park here. But honestly, I don't think the lady cares too much, so. Hi there, I'm picking up automotive lift.
Do you have a tracking number?
Absolutely.
And then where are you parked?
Just right over here with a trailer. There's truck and trailer right there.
Okay, just hang tight, give me about 10-15 minutes. So we'll grab it and they'll bring it out to you, okay?
Oh, just right out there?
Yeah, just hang tight right there.
All right, cool, thank you. All right, so they said 10 or 15 minutes and then they're just gonna bring it out to us, which is freaking sweet. So we're just gonna sit here and keep an eye and then record it when it happens. Truck trailer action. Dude, Casey's got such nice wheels compared to me. Mine are just steelies. I should get some hubcaps. Wow. It's like comically small, huh?
Right in the middle.
Yeah.
As far as forward as you can get it, really.
It's gonna tear up the wood, maybe. That'll probably do. Holy cow.
Didn't mean to scratch your trigger. The wood's in perfect condition.
We just replaced that. Well, cool. Do I need to sign your? Yeah. So yeah, this is a bill of lading. You just sign your life away.
stop this conversation.
All right, ladies and gentlemen,
We
got our boy Case, rocket, gear shift, and then my freaking lift. Let's go, dude. Look at me. Look at me go. Look at me go. You know what would have been funny is if we rolled up in Martha here and be like, you just bought a fucking $3,500 lift and you came here in a $900 truck to get it. Now that we've got a brand new concrete floor to work on, we need to do something to protect it. Now, I did some research and found out that epoxy flooring is the go-to for protecting your floors from chemicals, things like oil, stuff that'll stain your concrete. Well, this kit that I bought is for 250 to 450 square feet and does not require a clear coat. This area that I'm working on is about 230 square feet and it was not enough. I really had to stretch this stuff out to make it work and I still am not super pleased with how it came out, so I'm not going to show you a ton about how to do this. Just know that this really sucked and my back hurt like crazy after this. But speaking of things that stop my back from hurting, let's go ahead and get that lift installed.
stop this conversation.
Alright, well that's how you unload a lift. Let's go to tomorrow because some of the boys gotta figure out how to install a lift. The installation of the lift is actually a lot more simple than you'd think. You just gotta unpack it, and I used a grinder to cut some of the metal cords that hold this thing all together. Then you just remove the yellow arms so you can deconstruct it, and then we slide the lift arms into place so we can visualize what this workspace is actually gonna look like. I can never find my measuring tape, so comment below what tool you always lose. Is it a 10mm or otherwise? Check out this cool footage of an impact doing impact things while we just mark the spot. You gotta vacuum it up and then move the post out of the way.
Oh, look at that.
This is Casey, a friend of mine from Facebook. He's using a hammer drill that we rented from Home Depot. He's drilling out the hole, test fitting our expansion fittings that came with the lift, and then I'm sucking it up with my vacuum. The hammer drill is actually pretty interesting because it both twists and hammers, so it's hammering down and turning the bit, which makes it extremely effective at making holes in concrete. These expansion mounts go inside of the concrete and then you hammer down a little thing inside of it that makes it expand inside of the concrete, so it's got a good grip on that concrete so you know your lift isn't going to tip over. You put it in, hammer it down. Pretty simple. There's a couple different kinds of lifts, but this is a hydraulic lift. That means that we just have to run a hose from one side to the other, put some fluid in it, and send her up. She'll be good to go. Installing the post is as simple as just nuts and bolts. You screw it down, and then you go ahead and use a bubble level to make sure that those pillars are perfectly vertical and parallel. And now, the moment of truth. I'm gonna lift a car in my driveway, a driveway that I put in on a lift that I installed. And what better car to do it than my Sentra? If you guys don't know, my Sentra is incredibly special to me. It's a 1994 base model coupe. It's a manual 1.6, and I absolutely love the freaking beans out of this thing. The Sentra was there when I met my wife. The Sentra was there when I came to look at this house and purchase it, and the Sentra is here today. It's here to stay, and it's here to make history with me. So, let's go ahead and get this Sentra lifted into the air, and I hope that everything I've built doesn't come crumbling down on me.
I can't take it anymore. My mind's about to go to war. I need someone to save me from myself, to hear me cry when I call out for help. I blame it on the voices that are in my head, wondering if they'll ever be put to bed. Feels like I am close to reaching my wit's end, holding out but I'm about to blow it up like a volcano.
See, that's the thing that was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Need to replace that.
At least you can now without bending over.
All right. Let me see. How do I don't know how to. Okay, I'm gonna go under my car. God, this is so scary. Like, seeing the bolts like stick out like that is actually like a.
But it's sturdy. It's not going nowhere.
Well, you say that, but I'm scared to. We can pull your car in here and wiggle it around, right?
We'll get 2 feet off the ground.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, shit.
Das Auto.
Oh, look at that little wire.
I'm under my car. I'm under my car.
What's your head?
Oh gosh. Ah, dude, hell yeah, dude. The Sentra's got it for the ladies right here. Do you see this thing? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's American right there. Okay. Dude, oh, look how rusty she is. That's under the battery. That makes sense. Wow. I am... I'm so scared right now.
I'm so ready to, like,
I'm
grab you.
I'm terrified. All right, that's it. We just saved $10,000 or more by doing all of this work ourselves, and it's something that you can do at home yourself too. If you like stuff like this or that 1977 Toyota Celica up there, hit the subscribe button. I absolutely love you for watching all the way to the end of the video. It helps the algorithm a ton, and it makes it easier for me to make content like this for you. So, if you didn't like part of the video, I'm super open to creative criticism. Comment below what you would have changed. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Massive thanks to everybody who helped me with this. Law, Casey from Setup Automotive, Casey, my buddy, who helped me pick up the lift in the first place, my awesome, loving, and supportive wife, Brian, who's a handsome devil, and the general neighborhood who doesn't rat me out to the cops for doing stuff like this. We're about to make history here, folks. Hit the subscribe button.